Hey everybody, Jace from Alvatone Audio back again, and today I want to talk about something that's really fundamental if you're thinking about doing your own cables. So generally, whenever I talk to someone that doesn't have any experience building cables, one of the main reasons they give for not doing so, other than the fact that they just don't want to, is that they never learned how to solder. Now, personally, whenever I think about building cables, soldering isn't really the first skill that comes to mind. While soldering is obviously really important and it has to be done correctly, the majority of the work, specifically in the amount of time that it takes to make a cable, is actually in the prep work. It's the stripping and making sure everything's at the correct length and unbraiding braided shields and all that kind of thing. Again, the accurate prep work is really, really vital to make sure that you're going to produce the best possible work that you can in a repeatable fashion. So if you just do a cable, I don't know, every few months, that kind of thing, it's not that big a deal. But if you build cables on a regular basis, then you want to make sure that your work is repeatable. That's key. So what I want to talk about today is I want to tell you about a tool that's going to help to give you consistent prep work. And that tool is called a story pole. And for our purposes, it's going to look a little bit like this. Now, story poles, they're really common in woodworking, and basically all it is, it's just a piece of material that has a set of markings on it, and those markings can either be made with a pencil, or maybe there are some pre-drilled holes or something like that. And the purpose of the story pole is it allows you to easily transfer markings from one piece of material to another. It gives you repeatable, evenly spaced markings throughout your project. Now, we can take that same concept and apply it to cable building. But instead of a piece of material, all we're going to use is a piece of tape and a couple Sharpies. So this particular story pole that I made here is for this Neutrik NP3X connector. So to give you the quick tour of it, if you just look at the cable first of all, and this is what this is representing, look at the cable. This is already cut for this particular plug. So you can see once I have my shield, I have enough overlap there. My center tip wire is cut. When that goes all the way in, I have enough length on my ring conductor to go up and over the tip with a nice little arc, a little bit of strain relief kind of built into it, and then underneath this top tab here. So if I were to just strip everything back, 4 millimeters according to Neutrik, then this is going to be good to go. And that's going to give me a good result on that. And what I want to do is, because this is quite specific, when this is a fairly dense connector, if you're doing XLR, so this stuff is pretty simple. It's really hard to go wrong. But on something like this, like a 1/16 of an inch is really going to give you a good result or a bad result because I'm a little too long or a little too short. It's just going to make your job a lot harder. If everything is the proper length, everything is just going to go together a lot more cleanly. So if you look at our story pole here, what we have is this black line here on the left. That's basically where the outer jacket gets stripped, and then each individual line here, and I have them color coded and labeled TR and S. Each one of those lines is the length of a particular conductor. So I have my shield down here at the bottom, tip in the middle, and ring at the top. Another important thing about the way that you lay this out is that I have it set up to match the orientation of the connector. So if you just look at the plug, the shield's going to go on the bottom, the tip cup is in the middle, and the ring tab is on the top. So I want it laid out. So basically, after I strip my outer jacket off, when I align these conductors before I cut them, I want to make sure that they line up that way. I don't want to end up with these twisted and kind of out of order. Again, this is the prep work. This is what's really going to give you good results. Okay, so again, I label this TRS. If you do one of these for an XLR cable or any other kind of connector that maybe uses numbers, like an XLR uses 1, 2, 3, or any kind of like a MIDI cable or any kind of other multi-pin DIN, then you can put the numbers on there. And last but not least, we also just put the model or the part number on there, because once you use these, you keep these and you can take them, put them on the side of your workbench, put them on the side of your toolbox, whatever. And then maybe 3-4 months goes by and you have to do one of these again. You just take this off and you're already off to the races, and you know how you're going to have to prep your cable. So if you're just getting started with something like this, the first question you may have is, well, how long do I need to make all of the individual conductors? The first thing that I always recommend is to actually read the instructions. Neutrik, at least, not all manufacturers, but if you go to their website, And for this particular plug, they have an assembly instruction sheet. And right here, it's going to tell you exactly how far or how long all your individual conductors should be and how much you need to strip off. And this is pretty clear. So when I put together this particular piece here, I just used the assembly instruction. I didn't cut this first. I just took the ruler, took all the necessary measurements, and just put them down, and then you cut the cable from there. So that's obviously the best way to do it. If you have an actual assembly instruction from the manufacturer, start from there and then create your story pole and then start your prep work from there. So that's all I have for this. I hope this has been beneficial to you. If you do find these videos beneficial, I would certainly appreciate a like and a subscribe. I have many more videos to come. So until next time, I'll see you later.